Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's this time of the week that we like to say,
Welcome to Eejits of the World!
Series 3. With you,
Glenn Wool and you.
Andrew Maxwell. And wowee, boy, we missed you, team. And now we're back. And wow, in the interim time, good God, it rained Eejits.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Eejits. And what a selection of Eejits we have for you this week. We have the Eejits of the Dublin to New York portal. God, I love my hometown.
We also have Foam Party Disaster.
And finally, and by no means least, we have RFK Jr.'s Brainworm.
And his little buddy.
Let the games begin.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding.
What a privilege it is, as a native of Dublin City, to say that it's been a long time coming, but finally my hometown, Dublin, is the first story of Series 3 of Eejits of the World.
You must have been scratching your hands together like a excited man.
It's classic excited man behaviour.
Well, yeah, I mean, this one started and it was just, we almost had to break into regular broadcasting. They almost put us on the BBC.
For those who don't know, there was an artiste called Benedictas.
It's back to artist now after what's happened. He's no longer an artiste.
There's a Lithuanian artist called Benedictas Gilas. Decided that what the world needed was to be a giant portal between Dublin and New York City. Wow. And you've all seen it as well. There was, from the Irish side, people were, putting up pictures of 9/11 and mooning New York. And then as a revenge attack,
a TikToker only fan sort of this model of
Ava Louise, I believe her name is.
Yeah.
She got what she described as her homegrown potatoes out.
Yeah, in revenge for the 9/11 pictures. That's her story, and she's sticking to it.
Sure. I mean, if only the American government had reacted like that 20 years ago. Just got some titties out and waved them at the Taliban.
I don't think that would have been a good idea in Saudi Arabia. I think
that's because they weren't involved in it. They weren't involved in it, Glenn.
That's right. That's right.
But it's back. It's back, ladies and gentlemen. I am proud to announce that the Dublin New York City portal has reopened, or is going to reopen real soon.
Really?
Yeah, but this time it's so Irish. It's only going to be open from 11 a.m. in the morning till 9 p.m. at night. It just shows you, if Irish people are having fun, they have to have opening hours. Any fun has to be treated like a pub.
that is not going to curb anything. If there's one nation on the planet, it was like, well, I mean, there's very little chance anyone will be drunk between these. What day are you thinking of? Are you adding an extra day in the week that nobody knows about? Because that is not going to work.
It's so great. Everything about the story is wonderful. He said, so there's now going to be a blurring technology if somebody oversteps the line, bit of nudity or something controversial like 9/11, the screen will blur, right? And the artist has begged people to this time behave themselves.
That will just lead to costumes, or, there's going to be two guys dressed up as the Twin Towers, and then somebody's going to airplane in. They will get around. They will see that as a challenge. They may come as a blurry picture of 9/11, just for some ways. I don't know how the science worked, but the blurring technology actually made it crystalline clear.
Oh, Americans. Most Dubliners are kind of blurry at the best of times. We're not well defined around the edges.
Exactly, and that'll just make it'll sober up their eyes, and it's like speed for a hyperactive person. It actually just made them able to see it better.
Please behave yourself in this nonsense machine. It's like, now, guys, I've made the world's best glory hole. It's the right height and the perfect girth. For the love of God, boys, please don't put your penises in it. What else are we supposed to be doing with a portal?
And if it's supposed to be art, well, now, come on. That's part of the human condition.
Oh,
don't you act like,
These
you started to see, you just knew, because you know what it looked like? Remember that monkey that noticed it was a camera? It just started.
Yeah. Dublin monkey. Yeah, right. And I am hairy all the way up to the eyeball. Lovely. And I am an attractive baboon. It's also like town. It's not like, do you know, like where they put it in America is by the Flatiron building. Very famous.
Really?
You know, the really narrow building that's been in 1 million student bedsit posters, right?
Yeah.
That's where, right on the 5th Avenue and Broadway. Like a very prestigious, high-end part of New York. And in Dublin, it's a side street off O'Connell Street. And for those who don't know what O'Connell Street is, it's meant to be the main street of Dublin, but as of the news, which you may have paid attention last winter, you know that O'Connell Street is highly flammable. 4 months after O'Connell Street goes up in flames, you decide to put the word, like, I cannot tell you, as a Dubliner, foreigners of the world, if you're not from my hometown, like, I wouldn't wear a Casio watch in O'Connell Street. Let alone put the world's most expensive camera lens. So great. This is like, Dublin is like, for those who don't know, Dublin's a beautiful horseshoe bay. It's cussed by mountains on one side, a beautiful hill of Howth on the other. We've got fishing ports. It's great for sea swimming. It's got golf. It's got fishing. It's long. It's a beautiful city, but it's also rough as fuck.
Yeah,
very rough. This is great. This is a good example of what I'm talking about. About 5 years ago, I got asked to make an audition tape for a TV program. It was for a British TV show. But we flew over, myself and the British crew flew over to Dublin. And we were doing it outside on the Grand Canal. Okay? The Grand Canal is nicer than the Royal Canal on the north side, but it's still, all canals draw a certain clientele to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
you can't spell it without anal.
That's how they sell canals. That's how they sell them.
See?
That's how they got the Panama built. That's how the Suez got off the drawing board. Anyway, so we're filming this thing where I'm walking down the street, right, in Dublin, and the cameraman's walking backwards, right? It's a piece to camera, right? I'm walking along and talking into this camera. I can't remember what I was talking about, but that's the bit, right? So there's the cameraman, there's the producer, and there's the assistant who has all the flight bags, flight cases with all the camera equipment, all the expensive stuff, right? And I'm recording this, but out my Dublin spidey sense, I can sense there is a Dublin junkie watching this all happen, right?
Yeah.
He's just junking around, like just jibbing about in and out of, out of my periphery. I can see that he's watching all our eye lines to see whether there's any eyes on these flight cases, thousands of pounds worth of camera equipment and microphones and whatnot, right? We do a take.
And he's always wanted to make his own program.
Yeah, exactly. Declan talks. Real deal with Declan. So this is brilliant.
Just him asking for heroin a lot.
Yeah, a review heroin. I mean, everybody else is reviewing everything else. Do you know what I mean? That's all I review. Junk. Gear. Schmack. The real deal. Right, so we do a take and I stopped him and he's in earshot. Right? Yeah. I stopped and goes, guys, listen, you need to either put all this back in the rental car or one of you needs to sit on these boxes like
in a starfish fashion. You have to get a body part on every box.
Yeah. This is not a salubrious part of town. Like, seriously, you need to do it. And they're like, yeah, they're all London media, of course, really great guys. Crouch End, Islington, really nice people. They were really nice people, but like they were like, oh, no, it's cool, it's great, it's okay. It's all very Glastonbury vibes, right? I'm like, we're not in Glastonbury here. Yeah. This is Dublin, right? Yeah. We're the Stroke City, like people steal shit for fun in this town, right? And they were like, yeah. So we do another take. And I'm just distracted because I'm trying to, I'm meant to be doing this down the camera lens, but I'm constantly just one lazy eye on the gear, right? I can still see him just junking around on the outskirts of our activity.
Tooting his little junkie whistle, trying to get more of them to come.
It's Operation Day Owl, right? Right. This is so brilliant. This is so Dublin, right? This will give you an insight of what's on the Dublin side of the portal when you put it on the north inner city of Dublin, right? We do another take, I bugger it up. I do another take, I bugger it up because I'm distracted, right? We go again. And I'm just about to tell him, I'm serious, I'm sorry guys, but you need to do something. I'm just about to tell him. And the junkie marches into our conversation and just tells them all off. It's so great. He just goes, how many bleeding times does he have to tell you? It's a run between your ears. Like, he's trying to do you a bleeding favour. And you're not bleeding, listen to him. Now listen to me. And I'm only going to tell you this once. Either you do what he tells you, or I'm going to nick all your shit. I'm going to fucking nick it. It just storms off. Really, like muttering to himself, like, what's that world come to? Like, you know what I mean? You're trying to tell people nobody's bleeding, listen. Everybody's talking, nobody's listening. That's the problem with the world. As he marches off down the street with the mad thing. Like, that's what they decided to put a portal to. Right? There's parts of Dublin city centre, if they put it on top of Grafton Street, they would have got the nice types. Yeah. But they put it off O'Connell Street, man. I mean, everything about this story just made me laugh. And the weird thing is, it wasn't the first one. 2 million, there's been 2 million interactions online since the Dublin-New York portal went up because of all the shenanigans, 9/11 from Dublin, tits from New York.
Right.
Right? Mayhem. Right? But they actually did it in 2021. The original one was between the artist's native Lithuania and Poland. No trouble. Nothing. It was so tame and boring that they actually thought, well, maybe we've got a shit idea on our hands here. Right? Just Lithuanians and Poles. Hello. Yeah. Hello. I like vodka.
Yeah, bringing a rye bread that they've baked. This one turned out pretty good. Oh, that's nothing. Let me go home. I'll show you a loaf. Wait, just wait there. Okay, I wait.
Wait there.
Yeah.
Do you like vodka? I also like vodka. Interesting fact about me. I have cousin in Chicago. I also have cousin in Chicago.
Right. Would you like to see my penis? Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, in the sauna.
Yeah, okay.
Not,
Come on.
Not Turin Street.
No.
Not Dublin.
No.
Lots of just horrible hairy holes.
I'm just surprised people weren't pissing on it under the guy. Like, surely it's a toilet of some sort.
Exactly. Oh man. But I looked into it, this story, just everything. Oh, I have to read out one second. I have to, what's brilliant about it is the shenanigans.
Yeah.
But what's really great about it is the lofty expectations that the people who started this. It's I don't know whether they're like an artistic collective, but they're called the Flatiron Nomad Partnership. Not nomad as in the people of the desert, but no, capital mad, nomad. Yeah. So this is the artist's very words, what his hope of the portal between Dublin and New York would be. Let's transcend the separation and be the pioneers of a united planet.
But surely somebody with those lofty goals would know that people are just gonna stick their dick in it. That is the human condition. From that. Like, I'm positive that someone at CERN has by now stuck their dick in it. So, how could you work there for so long?
In the Hadron Collider.
Yeah, that's right. Christmas time. They're having a party.
Just conga line down to the big machine.
Fire it up. I'll do it. I mean, he does it every year. He dresses up like Santa and he sticks his dick in it.
And Jan. Jan does it. Do it, Jan. Do it. Guys, I'm going to do it. Do it, Jan. Do it.
And every year he does it, he's just pulling out a greener, more speckled dick. I don't know where this thing's been going, but it comes back and it's a little weirder every time. It's got little sort of slug-like eyes. He's actually started a war. He doesn't know, but where it's been going in the space-time continuum, it is really inappropriate what Jan has been doing. And every time they've been trying to catch it, and now they have a device that is going. If he does it again, he is going to get sucked through that portal, and they are going to cut his dick off in front of him. But until that very day, every Christmas, here comes Jan. Put on Last Christmas.
And it knows its special day. It just undoes the flies from it inside. But I have to talk to my people on planet 4-5.
He often wakes up and his dick's just typing code into his phone.
Don't concern yourself. This has nothing to do with you, Big Jan.
How long have you had a face for?
What's so surprising to have a face? I have a helmet. Why wouldn't I have a face?
Eight little arms.
Of course they will. And they're meant to be the smart
now
people.
Take me to the fridge. I'm hungry.
Not for your human food.
Yeah, stick me in some yogurt. I want to lie there.
I can only wash in Greek yogurt.
It's the closest that it comes to a thing that I need.
Oh God! Yeah, it was a pair of tits that got the thing shut down.
Of course.
I looked into her. So her name's Ava Louise, and she is, as you already said, she is an OnlyFans artiste.
Yeah. So if you'd like to look into her, I'm sure there's a price package sitting there.
Yes, if you'd like to look through her portal. I can tell you that's not New York City out the back there.
No.
That is very much Cleveland, Ohio.
That's New Jersey.
There's quite a lot of upstate back there. She got a lot of upstate.
It's the Garden State.
Make any sense? None of this. The hell with it. It makes as much sense as putting a fucking portal off O'Connell Street. Not a Casio watch I would wear.
No.
Oh my God. Anyway, so I looked into her. This isn't her first foray with global fame.
Oh.
She actually got famous in America for taking part in what at the time was called the Coronavirus Challenge. She
spread it.
Yes, when Corona started, she decided that her contribution to this major issue, she'd really put her shoulder to the grindstone and licked toilet seats on planes to see if she could get Corona.
I think that was just, she was already doing that.
Quite possibly.
And it came to light. Oh, it's also part of the challenge. What challenge?
What challenge? But yes, that made her quite famous in certain circles. I'm sure not in the world of the Guggenheim Museum.
That wasn't even... She's just doing that performatively, by the way. Like,
I don't think...
There's no... you could just lick a door handle probably with a lot more success. Yeah. Like, she really put toilet seats in there. It's like, this is being spread through asses, right? No one said that.
Nobody said anything about rimming. We didn't bring it up.
You went directly to rimming, ma'am.
Ma'am. Milady.
Yeah.
But she, off the back of that, she ended up on Dr. Phil.
Like the show, or just...
Well, from
did he contact her?
We don't have lawyers, remember that. All I'm saying, there's a lot of moustache to hang off. But she was on Dr. Phil, where she said she considered old people to be ugly. And then it caused an uproar. So this is not her first swing at the old fame bat.
Yeah, well, I can't see this story ending in tragedy.
But she said, I wanted to show Ireland my homegrown New York potatoes. I've never heard anybody refer to tits as potatoes. And I have...
Well, maybe this was a prelude to what she was going to do. She had brought some of her potatoes along with her. She just wanted to get everyone's attention. Little did she know it was Ireland. And if she brought the potatoes out, oh my God. A stampede towards the portal.
Topless potato model. But I mean that she was cut off at the waist and just a bag of spuds. Jesus, that's sexy. You know what I mean? Like a 10 kilo bag of spuds with a pair of legs.
Yeah. Stop talking like that in the pub, John. Come on. Getting everybody overexcited.
Well, so I suppose you're wondering what is the future of the Dublin New York portal?
I was hoping somebody would tell me.
Well, now that it has its opening hours, they're hoping that everything's going to go well because the plan is that the Dublin end of the portal is the bit that's going to stay open. New York will sooner or later have had its day, and the New York portal is going to be moved to Brazil.
Wow.
Yeah. It's going to be Dublin versus Rio next.
Anybody is interested in seeing some hairless genitalia in the portal, that'll be the real change.
That's it. We're looking. Is anybody vajazzling over there, isn't it?
No, just you, Edward. But yeah, bring it up. Show the people of Rio your vajazzled penis.
Oh, jeez, you don't want to be vajazzling in a hot country, man.
No.
Oh, yeah. After a long day in the sun, like that all slides. You know what I mean? Just sounds like a bag of coins in a sock.
I think it would look like Skittles after it had been in vodka for a night.
I can't believe that they're going to give Dublin another go at it.
Yeah.
Brazil, we'll work our way around till eventually the toe rags of Dublin town completely upend our really nice image around the world.
Yeah, I think what they should do is just have it appear in different cities, and like sort of disguise it so once people know, then it's already gone.
Yeah.
Like a Banksy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, like, we've got the good hours. We've got 11 in the morning till 9 at night. New York, corresponding time, their portal is only open at 6 a.m. till 4 in the afternoon. So they don't really have any hours to get naughty.
New York's a paper tiger. It's all rich kids now. It's all the real New Yorkers are not there anymore. It's not gritty. It's just they're all very worthy now.
How awful.
It's disgusting the way that they've got rid of that crime and fixed all the windows.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Terrible. Yeah. You'll never invent disco, hip hop, or punk ever again.
No, yeah. The music's been terrible ever since.
Yes. Since it was safe to be in your city, it's not fun.
Yeah.
So in many ways, we congratulate the real hero of this story is Ava Louise. Step forward to reclaim the gritty streets of New York and get her uneven, not real, but to be honest, they're more like
sadly how she became mayor.
Her Mr. Potato Head potatoes because
her running mate.
Oh man,
it is the future of politics. But we salute every last one, every Eejit on either side of the coin that came and really ruined that art installation for that poor Lithuanian man.
That's right. I'm glad they showed the world that when it comes to transcending the separation and being pioneers for a united planet, Dublin said, "Shut the fuck up, will you? Would you ever shut up? Shut up! Bleeding shut up, will you?
Yeah.
But you're bleeding transcending fucking united planet, will yous?"
Look at a picture of two buildings falling over. That's the New York we love.
That's the bit we remember. And fucking Jerry Seinfeld's not bleeding funny. He just says what's fucking happening and then says it again, only with a question in it. That's not bleeding comedy, you prick. and the gaffs that they all lived in Friends were too bleeding big to be realistic. Mm-hmm. One of them's a fucking waitress. How's a waitress in a giant gaff? Yeah. Unrealistic.
The portal's not on yet, John. He's been saying these things into his beer for years, right down to flapping his dick at it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there will be. There will have been somebody out of their mind walking down O'Connell Street one morning to find a portal.
Yeah, but I mean, just the whole idea that there can't be a portal. Look, the internet is basically a giant many-eyed portal. So, to close one little thing down, like, oh, we fixed it. Nah. Anyway.
Well, good for Messers.
Yeah, we salute you.
We salute you, Dublin town.
Every Eejit who really
messed that up.
on either side, you're all in the books. You're all gonna go through to the next round
of Eejits of the world.
Yeah, we'll be seeing them in the final.
Dublin, you've made it through.
Finding a new job is stressful. But with Indeed, it doesn't have to be. Just fill out your Indeed profile with your skills, experience, and desired salary. The more you fill out, the better your matches will be. And hearing from hiring managers will be 2 times more likely. Relax. That's your Indeed profile sending opportunities your way. Indeed, the world can work better.
Wow.
Have you got a story for me?
And I do. We shift from your home country to mine.
Oh.
And as you know, we've been off for a few months. So this happened during the eclipse. And they tried to sort of pass it off as perhaps connected. But a nightclub in Kingston, Ontario called Stages which is maybe the grossest name of a nightclub ever. Like that sounds like a medical condition.
Yeah, exactly.
So what stage of venereal disease are you in?
Has it got through to your brainstem yet?
You want to go into the full-blown VIP room?
Can't help but notice that some of your nose is being eaten away.
Down to the basement with you. They had a foam party.
Oh, foam parties. Or Groper's Delight, as they are known in show business. What's that? Is there questionable, creepy dudes who are already pissed in your nightclub? Fill the room with foam!
Yeah. Like, if anyone ever requests that, you ever just fill the room with, like, foam and then nobody knows who's in there? Because then I'll come down. How much is... I'll pay any price.
There's the foam over their heads. Just go all the way over their eye line.
Yeah, okay. And,
How big are the bubbles? Can people see through the bubbles? Are they small bubbles?
I mean, you won't ID a guy that's obviously 55, will you? But, because sometimes 55-year-old men just don't have ID on them. So,
Can you bring your own bubbles?
Well, it appears somebody did.
Really?
Because everybody got injured by the foam. They went cheap. They decided, and apparently there's never any problem if you
Use the good stuff.
Yeah, because I believe nightclub ownership is sort of like politics. Like there shouldn't be any reason you couldn't own a nightclub other than wanting to own a nightclub. Yeah. Anybody who wants to do it shouldn't be allowed to do it because yeah. So they decided to save $20 a gallon on the foam, and everybody's eyes started. They all had to go to the hospital, and I believe they tried to suggest, and I don't know if they did this on purpose. It's actually pretty genius. They were like, well, they were probably all just looking at the eclipses. What happened? Of course. Nothing to do with our cut rate foam.
Yeah, those kids are probably staring straight at the sun in our basement nightclub. What a great excuse. Is that what they went for?
They, in their official statement, they're like, well, we want to do anything we can to help and get to the bottom of this. But they definitely, like, they talked to, like, one of the foam rental places in town, and they're like, well, we didn't rent to them, but if we've never heard of anybody having a problem if they use the proper foam. So I don't know what, they just went down to the warehouse and went,
mix it up.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Want to step all over their foam with a bit of Cascade.
Exactly. We got a bit of wall insulation. We got some out-of-date Sleemans.
Yeah.
Mix them up.
And you don't want to make fun of the people who got hurt because they didn't do anything wrong, but the picture they had of the guy who was willing to go on the news, he looked like AI had created a Canadian guy. He looked like Gordo Sinclair. If you just said, AI, what does Gordo Sinclair look like?
Kind of stocky. Yeah, I help you fix your tire.
It wasn't clear when they took the picture either, like if this was just a picture, because he looked like he had an eye full of bad foam, but it wasn't clear whether or not that was like, this is a picture of him from 2 years ago. He just looked like a foam party accident anyway. And there was another picture of him with really dark sunglasses on, and apparently they've all had to wear sunglasses until the foam gets out of their eyes.
What was in that?
Who knows?
Who knows?
The same thing that was in the Coke, probably.
Yeah, that's sort of a foam party vibes. Yeah, I looked into the foam when foam parties go wrong. Turns out there's an entire subreddit on when foam parties go wrong. Boy, oh boy. There was a video footage of a Russian homemade foam party where they used wall expansion foam. Themselves.
Did this happen in the trenches
No.
on the front?
No, this was just in Mother Russia. This was somewhere in Ruski Mir, just living the dream. And they're like the comments underneath. People are like, just, my God, it's like literally, you'll never get that off your skin. Right? And they're rubbing it into each other, like getting loads of it in their hand and pieing each other in the face. As it's landing in their face, it's still expanding into their mouths and in their noses, like, and they're all like, life is great here in Russia.
Are they all just entombed in it now? like when there's a big avalanche, they're like, well, we've just let everybody, we're not going to pick it up. They've all just perished in that.
They're down the side of that glacier now. Yeah. That's for our descendants to deal with.
Yeah. Once the climate warms again, that'll melt it. But
it's probably the only way as a Russian conscript you're going to survive in the front line.
Yeah.
Just to be like the Michelin man.
Man, they're probably all encasing themselves in foam right now just so they don't get sent to the war.
Hand grenade, bounce off me.
They just gotta send these huge blocks of 20 Russian men. Go, thaw them when they get there, and they fight. I don't care. They have to go.
They fight. They don't fight. They are there to waste bullets.
Yeah.
An uplifting country, but it was.
Yeah, they just put it on wheels and just send it towards the Ukrainians, and they just gotta blast it with an Uzi before this big brick of Russian men goes into the...
Or just chip away at it. Yeah. Just put them to the side. We'll work on them over the winter.
Just shooting these blocks of Russian men at them with catapults.
Just great, just insane. But they were like, ha ha ha, having the greatest time of their life, and everybody underneath's like, oh my God, like I've been in the foam insulation game for 20 years. Like you don't want any of this on your skin. And they're like, ha ha, rubbing at each other's hair, and so insane. But it was afterwards. I looked into it. There's a lot of complaints. It turns out this incident in Stages in Kingston, Ontario, it turns out it's not uncommon at foam parties. People cutting corners, everybody getting eye problems, all the rest of it. It's actually quite common. And I read an article, right? And it was weirdly, there was various ones from all over America and Canada and, different foam parties, different incidents. And almost every single one of the local newspaper articles used this headline: has the bubble burst for foam parties? So great. You just know journos, goddamn journalists. Every single one of them that wrote that out just sat back in the chair and went, yeah. Has the bubble burst on foam parties? Here comes the Pulitzer. Well,
I imagine there's just a lot of semen in the foam. That's probably about where the eye conditions are coming from.
Well, I'd imagine it's where the spunk bubbles are coming from. I don't know whether there's any semen in the foam.
There's a lot can happen in the foam.
What I would say, though, is, if you're in the middle of a foam party, you're not leaving the foam party to go to the toilet, are you?
Oh.
You know what I mean? You're just going to carve a little bit of foam out for yourself. There's got to be quite a lot of people just have a piss.
It's just basically soap, so you could even think, well, that's just nature cleaning itself.
Exactly. Surely they're going to spray this space down afterwards.
I washed my hands after.
Of this incident. Oh, well. Great excuse, though. Well done, stages.
Yeah.
Yeah, blaming it on the sun is one of the most ultimate. We've been doing it as a species for millennia. Well done.
Yeah. We salute you.
Damn you, son.
Yeah.
But we salute you.
That sun has been such a disappointment to me.
I have no son. So stupid. Oh, God. Shall we move on to the next one now?
Yes, we shall.
Oh my
It's
God!
a good one.
Good God! Let me just get me.
Saved the best.
Let me
for
get my
last.
notes in front of me because there's. We have to get everything in here.
Yes.
This, and a friend of the show.
Yeah, he's been on before.
He's been on before, and
But he didn't. He let this one. He
Boy.
kept this hidden.
boy, oh boy, I actually didn't. It was in a court deposition.
Yeah, that's true.
The reason why
That's
it came
true.
out was because he was trying to pay less from his divorce. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I speak of none other than Russell Brand's new political best friend.
Really?
Yeah. RFK Jr. That's right. In a family of dysfunctional, fucked up Irish Americans, we've found the winner. RFK Jr. Wow. Wowie, 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 wow. So, I'm sure because on the hiatus in the show, you probably have seen this. But if you haven't, the son of Robert Kennedy, RFK Jr., is in some ways like he's an environmentalist lawyer. He cares about a minimum wage. You know, there's some normal stuff, but there's an awful lot of cranky nonsense in his head, right? But he's running as a third party candidate in the American presidential election with his new political party simply called We the People. Which is obviously, I think it's the opening 3 words of the American Constitution. But if you just shorten it off from the rest, We the People just doesn't make any linguistic sense. Don't you mean we are the people? We the people? What, you want me to we on the people?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, jeez, it's almost like he's missing a part of his brain.
Well, yes, because it turns out, because when you want to run for the presidency of the United States, you want people to know that you're sane, you're together, you're capable, and more than anything else, don't have a brain worm.
Yeah.
You don't have a worm in your brain that then died through starvation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So crazy.
It ain't, yeah. That's and he told people this. Like he had a brain eat a part of his worm, and that he had a worm eat a part of his brain that apparently killed the parasitic worm. Which, what part did he eat? Then all of a sudden it was like I can't go on, and now he's got a dead worm in his head that has eaten part of his brain. And he wants to run for office.
And he thought people should know that. His very words were, this is 2010, his very words were, I was feeling very foggy-headed. So I went to the doctor, and it turns out it was caused by a worm that had got into my brain and ate a portion of it and then died. The bit that I love in that sentence is a portion. It's like the worm's there with a napkin, knife and fork. Give me some more brain over here.
Well, maybe it's his way of saying, like, I'm really like my dad. We're both missing parts of our brain. It would be like as if my dad had made it through.
Oh, Sirhan. I want to be like my dad. Yep. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and they say that the worm is dead, but is it? Or is it in there? Like, we've covered this before. We've had suspicions. Now, I'm not saying that there's actually a worm piloting him, but what I am saying is that if there is a worm in a human's head, it would be unfamiliar with vocal cords, and it wouldn't know how they work properly. and it would be taking some time.
I want to run for office. Yeah, do it like that. Talk like that. More like that. Like a human. I want to introduce my best buddy. Yeah, say Russell Brand. Everybody loves him. I think medicine causes autism. Yeah, that's it, stupid. Keep talking. And I seem to have chewed on the best bit of this brain.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I know what part of the brain the worm ate.
All of it. All of it. Cleaned it all out.
Yeah.
He's just sitting
it's just there like a fat dragon now. Just running the show.
Pulling strings. Tell him your party's called We the People. Not English, but who cares?
It won't matter. It won't matter to your base. Yeah, and here's the biggest problem with the world and democracy on a whole. He still kind of is the best candidate for many reasons. Like,
Well, number one, he's a mere stripling at 70.
it's 70.
He's 70.
Shut up, I'm 45. Whatever rings your bell, sweetheart. I'm 45. I do press-ups.
Have you seen him?
I know.
Here I am, topless, doing press-ups.
He looks like one of those guys who can't feel pain. And that's how they get into like that kind of shape. But he probably can, but the worm has eaten his pain receptors. And now he's just, when he's not on camera, he's just doing push-ups in the back going, somebody shoot me, please. Somebody kill me. I can't stop doing this.
Shut up. Everybody loves a press-up.
He's very worth. This is his fighting talk. This is how he decided. Oh, what the hell is he saying? His staffer said how he came about the worm because he was an environmentalist lawyer for years. Mm-hmm. So travelled the world campaigning for environmentalist things, which all, the sort of thing that somebody who's the son of a plutocratic, multi-generational, ultra-powerful political and economic and cultural family would do.
Yeah.
If they didn't have a worm in their brain. And then his staffer said he contracted it while working in Asia, Africa and or South America. Pretty vague, right? So you go, oh, that's good. I see. Right, oh, that's fair enough. Right? He on the other hand said his reply to all this hoopla that started was, I offered to eat 5 more brain worms. And I'll still be able to beat Biden or Trump, even with a 6-worm handicap. I mean, that is some brain worm talk, right?
That is a brain worm trying to get his friends into the party.
Tell me you're gonna eat 5 more brain worms, and make sure 3 of them are hot tamales. What? Yeah, we want 1 Asian brain worm, one from I don't know, like a South American brain worm, and a really hot South African brain worm. But make sure there's lots.
Make sure they're open-minded. Yeah, I think offer to eat 5 open-minded brain worms.
Yeah, that's right. Make sure that those brain worms that got like an ass at both ends.
Yeah, they can be a bit chunky as long as they're open-minded. They can be a tape. I don't mind.
We really don't mind. Tell them you'll eat a slug as well. Like a big one, really big. Tell them you'll eat a really big slug. Tell them you'll eat a snail, because I love a chick with her own house.
I offer who doesn't have a brain worm operating his brain says, I offer to eat 5 more brain worm. We the people want brain worm power.
We the mollusks. Whatever the hell they are. We, the invertebrates.
Yeah, exactly. Just tell them we want loads of worms.
Little wriggling, dancing worms.
Yeah.
Eat them. Eat them right alive. Let everyone see it.
Tell them I'm only willing to campaign in places that have just cut their grass and it's rained overnight. That's my kind of crowd. Tell them we're gonna. My first thing I gotta do when we get into power is we're gonna ban sparrows. Son of bitches.
Didn't Chairman Mao kill all the sparrows? Maybe this is what's going on. Have we been checking for worms in these people's brains when they die? How much are worms just causing all of the world's problems? It should be, I mean, you could check for brain worms. Like,
Sure
maybe
could.
it has to be like a prerequisite.
I think you just tap. Just tap and see what comes out the ear. That's what seabirds do. They do a little dance on the beach. They do a little dance with their feet. And the sea worms, the beach worms, they think that it's the rain, and then they pop their head out.
Wow.
And that's how the seagulls eat them. And that's what I think we're going to need to do. We're going to need to hold RFK Jr. down and just gently.
A little seabird dancing on his head, and he's just like, oh man, this reminds me of the 70s.
Get these commies out of here!
I've been way higher than this before.
He sure has, because he's a former heroin addict. Mm-hmm. There's actually a worm charming festival here in the UK.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think there's
Prince Charles, we need to have a worm charming festival.
something needs to bring this country together.
It's not worms, kid. Hey, sausage fingers, move it along, huh?
Oh man! But the thing is about his appeal is, amongst sensible policies, there's an awful lot of conspiracy stuff.
Yeah.
So, are you ready for a bit of conspiracy? This is genuinely true. So, researching this story, I googled it. I googled RFK Jr. Right, and on Google, you put in what you want, say if RFK Jr. space, and then it'll give you 10 options. Is it RFK policies, RFK history, RFK qualifications, RFK wife, net worth, all 10 of them. Not one of them was brainworm. Right? So I put in the next word, B, not brain. All of brain doesn't come up.
I can believe that.
RFK brainworm, had to put the whole thing in before it would give me any articles. RFK Jr.'s running mate is a woman whose surname is Shanahan, and she's the ex-wife of the founder of Google, Sergey Brin. There you go. You don't have to vote for the brainworm boy. There's a conspiracy for you. The ex-wife of fucking Mr. Google won't let you Google RFK Jr. brainworm. Or certainly make it hard for you.
Yeah, I was
His
surprised.
policies. Shut the fuck up. Nobody's interested in RFK Jr.'s policies.
No, I'm not.
I don't know. I'm interested in what's going on in his worm, though.
Yeah, I want to hear what the worm has to
Yeah,
say.
exactly. Can we please bring
Who's
it?
talking? He should have to put on a little worm hat when the worm is talking.
He wants to talk again. It's him now.
It's like in Total Recall, Quato.
People of America. Fuck off. I'm trying to talk to the worms over here.
Yeah, people of America, go in your backyard and get some worms. I need to talk to them.
I got very little to say to you Americans. Eat your pork as raw as possible. Raw pork is good for you.
I will be banning propane from here on in.
That's right.
You will have to cook your pork over wet bark.
From now on, all human sex is banned except for rimming at music festivals.
Oh, you like that one?
I tell you what, you dirty bastards. Fishermen, from now on in, if you can't tickle the fish out of the fucking water, that's it. There's no putting my brethren on your fucking on a hook, sticking it in the lung of a fish, you fucking animals. There are enough policies for you people.
Those are the two major ones.
Exactly. No chopping us in half anymore. We don't double, stupid. Where do you get that idea from?
If I could eat one idea out of everybody's head, it's that ludicrous notion.
If I could eat one idea. It's almost noble.
If I could just... I have a dream.
No, I hate your dream.
I hate your dreams. You ever notice how many dreams involve worms?
Fucking Doom 3 up here.
Well, little white worms and little black worms will live together inside of presidential candidate minds. Yes, if you watching this on YouTube, I am smoking in here. No matter. There's no windows. Trust me, look into RFK's eyes. They ain't no windows to the soul.
Oh, dear. Well, we wish you all the very best, RFK Jr.
Yeah, and your running mate, Russell Brand, and your Dick Cheney of a brain worm.
Just sitting there, up in the brain in a string vest, finishing up the end of a cheroot.
Yeah, get him to stick another cigar in his ear.
Yeah.
I need another one. A little tiny cigar.
No, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That explains what he's been doing.
Hey, CIA, if your cotton buds get nowhere, by the way.
I want a little tiny bottle of whiskey. Little tiny, enough for a worm. Enough big enough to fit into Doofus's ear, but small enough that I can drink it.
Exactly. Up the nose, it don't matter no more.
Yeah, he's very used to that.
That's maybe he wasn't a drug addict, and the brain worm was just like more.
Yeah, I'm listening to Lou Reed up in here. Send the golden brown in. Yeah, inject away, kid.
Yeah.
Hep C don't get to no worms.
The Hep C's up there too. He's got some little Hep C's running around helping with policy.
Little viruses, look at the cute little things. Never die, they never die.
They won't.
Yeah,
It's like having an animatronic pet.
Oh, God, I love Eejits.
Yeah,
So great to be back.
yeah.
Oh, God bless you, RFK Jr. You're an absolute font of stupidity.
Yeah.
Wonderful, though. Wonderful. You're an absolute credit to your family.
Yeah.
Your bootlegging gangster family.
You're smarter than Ted.
Wow. What a low bar compliment that is. Smarter than Ted Kennedy, the Lion of the Senate.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine too? And Ted Kennedy knows that also. And he would know that the part of his brain had been eaten by a worm.
Ted Kennedy?
No, he'd know that about. They weren't brothers, were they?
No, it was his uncle. Ted
Yeah.
was the youngest of that generation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'd know that even his nephew that had his brain eaten.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ted would have drank to the very end of every single bottle of tequila.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he will have met some of the worms, all right.
Ted Kennedy's brain.
Ah, there seems to be a worm in here. Oh, what kind of jackass put a worm inside a tequila bottle?
Well, anyway, hooray. It's great to be back. I think you'll agree.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, the Kennedy clan, for your many generations
He'll
of
be back.
Eejits. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can say on my behalf, and I'm sure my partner in crime's behalf, it is an absolute delight to be back amongst you, tasting, reviewing, and generally savouring the Eejits of the world, of which we are members of that community.
Card-carrying members.
Absolutely. I ate my card. Tasted like candy. Mine was on rice paper.
That was your mistake.
It's not my first and it won't be my last. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please like and subscribe and, all that sort of stuff. The algorithm likes that, does it not, Mr. Glenn?
It sure does.
All that carry on.
The algorithm, the worm, the giant worm.
Audio episodes every Wednesday and YouTube episodes every Saturday. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a Pod People production. Pod People.
Worm. People.